Hello, doing a VOD review today. This one is from Overwatch University. They say that they're a Plat 2 player on support. They've found that they've stopped climbing and are starting to struggle now at this rank. They want some tips on cooldown usage and positioning. Cool, let's get stuck into it. Haven't done one of these for a few weeks. So you're playing Ana, cool. So I'm more or less, I guess, what you would call an Ana main. Shit, what's the button? Like most of my playtime is on Ana. Currently Masters 3 on support. Um, so definitely looking forward to doing an Ana review. So your team comp, it's pretty like solid. Like you've got like a really pokey comp. But with a dive tank, which is like not ideal, but you know what, it's platinum, so you're never going to get like ideal comps. Um, their comp actually looks much better than yours. They've got two players here that can combo well together, like May can wall and Zarya can beam, and then you've got like an Ashe with probably, I'm guessing, a Mercy pocket, and then Kiriko will keep up the Zarya and the May. Um, Having said that, like if your Widow pops off and gets kills, then that's just going to carry you. Um, so you don't really know what their comp is at the start, right? So we're just going to like quickly backtrack a smidgen. You do just kind of like walk out here in the open straight away. So like you've got a tank and stuff. Let the tank lead and just sort of like just poke here for the first couple seconds just to wait and see what they have because they might have like a Widow who's got their sights on this doorway straight away or a Hanzo or like even if the Ashe was actually holding up forward, oh they're on the side, that's right. If the Ashe was over here, then she could have potentially just like double tapped you already, right? So you just want to like scout out the comp, particularly on sniper maps like this before you actually commit. Same thing applies to like Junkertown, same thing applies to like Circuit Royale, that sort of thing. Like, just wait and see what they've got first. With Circuit Royale, it's more about like not walking around that first corner straight away until you know what they have. Positioning is really bad here because you've obviously exposed yourself to the Ashe. You don't know the Ashe is there yet, but that's why you scout and you look around. So far, you've sort of just like tunnel visioned in a straight line. So I guess going back to the start, so usually I like roll out on this side as an Ana because it gives you lots of natural cover. You've also got this for natural cover. And then when I start pushing, I would usually push on this side of the cart for exactly that reason. If anything flanks or goes over that side, which isn't an uncommon thing to happen, to see like a Widow, a Sojourn, an Ashe, a Soldier, whatever, being on that side. If you just like play around the natural cover consistently, then you're a lot safer, right? The only way that that Ashe could get you is with like a TNT, a dynamite that she explodes on your head, right? And then you'd still have cart heals, so you'd probably live. You end up living, that's cool. Did you nade yourself then? You did, right? Oh no, you didn't. Um, oh, you tried to nade the Zarya, I think. Is that where your nade went? Oh yeah. Honestly, unless you're bubble tracking Zarya, don't bother. Especially like especially if the Zarya is full health, then you probably would know that the Zarya is full health there because nothing's really happened to the Zarya yet. Like she just expends the bubble, instantly gets rid of your cleanse. True, now she only has like one bubble left if she hasn't already used one, but it's probably like not worth it, honestly. Um, you're actually going to have a lot of trouble getting anti-nade value against their comp because Zarya can cleanse herself twice over. Mei can cleanse with her shift, and then there's also a Kiriko, right? Um, but yeah, generally speaking, I would wait until the Zarya is actually pressured and until you know that she's recently used one bubble at the very least. Ideally, you want to try and track both bubbles, like that's what I would be doing, but you also don't want to expend too much mental energy. Anyway, the short and narrow of it is like bad nade because the Zarya just like instantly cleanses herself.
I appreciate the support.
I have no idea what just happened then. Oh, okay, cool, sweet, no worries. The Doomfist knocked her in there. I didn't see that. That actually would have been an okay nade then, because you would have gotten like three players, and you could potentially still get three players there with that nade. And the Zarya is really low as well, so that would have been like a really impactful nade, right?
The payload's moving. About to
Right,
land.
and you've just seen Zuzu go off, so like throwing nade right now would actually be really impactful because you know that they have no Zuzu and you know that the Mei has no ice block. So like if you anti these people right now, then like they're gonna stay antied for the duration, basically. Even like now, I'm not sure where you keep turning back. Like there's nothing happening behind you, so focus on the front. You are like compared to the rest of your back lane quite far forward, but that's okay. Doomfist is taking the aggro. You really like if you just naded this corner right here, right now, that would be super impactful. You would get like two players in that nade still. I just don't know. Forget it. Like the Widow will come to you for heals. Like you need to stop like looking around behind you, right? Like the Widow will come to you, or they will like poke themselves around there. It's not up to you to like chase the Widow around the map.
I'll keep you up.
Cool. You healed her. Hopefully you can stop looking behind you now.
Checking what limb.
Um, I assume that'll just get cleansed, yeah. So you kind of missed the opportunity for the good nade there. Again, because you're going to have trouble finding good nades against this comp due to the amount of cleanses that they have. You want to, like that was the perfect nade, you know, like 10 seconds ago or whatever, because you'd just seen two critical cooldowns get used. Unless you're seeing the cooldowns get used in this comp, then your nades are going to be pretty low value. Um, I would hold on to it and try and track these cooldowns a bit more.
I won't let you fall.
Cool. Sweet. So we do know that Kiriko used Zuzu on herself. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it. You can hear the bell. That's why a lot of people call it bell in voice chat. It'll be like Kiriko no bell rather than Kiriko no Zuzu if you're in voice chat. So honestly, I would actually be looking to like peek this corner and throw an nade like 100%. It's an aggressive play, but if you can like land a good nade here, Kiriko doesn't have Zuzu for another, I think, 2 seconds. Am I right? 5 seconds. Okay, not quite tracking it that well myself at the moment. But yeah, like that would be like a really impactful nade right now. And there's nothing for you to super fear about. I'm not saying that you like run forward and like aggro them, but literally just doing like a jiggle peek where you just like nade and go back like that would actually probably be really good. We've just seen Zuzu go off again, so we know that yeah we can nade. Cool. We naded the Zarya, which is okay. Um, I It was just slightly misaimed. Like you could have hit both the Zarya and the Kiriko if you threw it just slightly further out. Um, but having said that, like your nade has put them in a situation where the Zarya couldn't get healed, and she obviously didn't have a bubble for cleanse, so she's really low health right now. There's good opportunity for follow up from your team. Overall, your team has pretty solid positioning as well. Ash is going up there. So basically, they're going to have to invest a lot of resources to keep these players up, which will hopefully what's going to happen is the Mercy is going to go and heal these players, and then the Ashe is going to get picked off by your DPS on the high ground. Oh, Mercy didn't go. That sleep was fine, I guess, whatever. She was dead either way. Definitely a good opportunity to look for damage, so well done there. Aim's a bit poopy, but that's okay. So utilize this time to get positioning. If you're Kiriko and Doom are happy to push the cart, sweet. Where can you go? I would be running up here. You've got plenty of time to get up here right now, and potentially playing the next fight either from here, because you can heal, or even like this corner here, you can heal. You're super safe here. Like nothing is gonna impact you here. And if they did try and push you, you can run up the stairs, nade yourself. It'd be pretty easy to hit a sleep dart on somebody chasing you up the stairs because like they're just gonna be walking in a straight line, right? Um, Otherwise, you could have like rotated up here as well. Playing from up here would be okay because you'll get some shots off as they come out the door, and you'd still have plenty of time to do that. So rather than just like being a robot on the cart with these
Need
other
someone to
people,
tuck you in.
watching you doing fist teabag, like definitely an opportunity to have gone and gotten some better positioning.
I've got you.
Playing from back here is okay as well, but you would want to be more playing like here. So you've got a planter for natural cover because where you are now, Like, I don't think you're gonna get punished, not at this rank, but like you so easily could. Whenever you're playing, you just want to think about like, where's my natural cover? It's like what we spoke about at the start, right? Um, as Anna, you always want to have some form of like good natural cover for whatever angle they can threaten you from. So like, there's a Sombra there. There's nothing you can do, like even if you were here, the Sombra would decloak and shoot you. But that's alright, you can just like move around this way if you need to. But where you are right now, so the Sombra has a good angle on you, the BAP has an amazing angle on you, and there's nothing you can do. Like for you to get out of the BAP's line of sight, you have to like run all the way down here, which is exposing yourself to more enemies, or potentially all the way over here. Whereas if you were just playing here from the start, like you can like crouch and use cover, and if you absolutely need to, you can like rotate back to here, right? Cool. I'm glad that you made at least an effort to fight the Sombra. I do see a trend at like lower ranks of like a Sombra goes on you and then you just like run away. You kind of did that, but you also like defended yourself a little bit. I don't play a heap of DPS, and certainly don't play DPS much on this account, as you would have seen when I shared my profile. I think I've only played one game so far. But what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, like if I'm playing like Sombra or Tracer or whatever, and I go on like an Ana, and the Ana like pussies out and runs away, I'm gonna go on the Ana for the rest of the game because I know it's gonna be like a free kill every time. Like yeah, you got to be like confident to defend yourself. Were we out of ammo then? No. So like we reload right here with 11 shots. Your Widowmaker has like 31 health. I'm guessing. How accurate am I, Widowmaker? 36. Ah, that was close. That was close. Like why are you reloading with 11 shots left? If the Widowmaker dies right now, that's your fault. If the Ashe dies right now, that's your fault. There's no reason to reload. Your positioning here is fine because you've got a good angle to heal your teammates. Um, it'll go badly if your team dies because obviously you won't have a fallback option. But you know if your team dies, then the fight's over anyway. So like if these players all die right now, then you would just jump off the map to like not stagger yourself out. But yeah, weird reload. Sleep that. Go for the sleep. Lots of opportunities to go for that sleep then, lots and lots. If you slept the ball would be dead because like look at how low he is when he gets away. Like if you slept him then, or even if you just shot him, frankly, he would have died. Nading yourself there is okay. What did we sleep then? I mean the Sombra I guess, but like, wasn't the Sombra already gone? Yeah, I don't know. I think like it was just like a slow reaction to realize that the Sombra had translocated away. Again, if you shoot the ball, probably dies here. Yeah, cool. Sweet. I think we're nanoing that Doom. We just want to lock this down. Oh, never mind, they C9'd it. Okay, cool. That's bad by them, right? That was actually like a still winnable fight for them because it was like 4v4. But anyway, whatever. I think that fight could have been a lot better for you overall had you have taken this high ground initially because you probably would have been able to contest that BAP that went up there. You would have been totally safe. Like the ball would have to commit cooldowns to come up to you if you wanted to do that, and if he does, then you can just like drop down again, right? So here you're the designated cart pusher, I guess that's fine. Um, so in like 2 seconds time, so like right here, you're no longer the designated cart pusher. The reason for that is that like your team isn't pushing very far forward, and ultimately we know that the next fight is going to take place like pretty much here. Like this is where the cart is going to stop, like on this line more or less. Um, so like this is where you think about your positioning. So for me, I would actually be going up here. You've got natural high ground, you've got natural cover. If you need to, you can always like if your team goes aggro and pushes straight down, you can always just drop down straight away. And it's basically the same as if you were playing from down here, right? Except that you've actually got like high ground and positioning. But it also means that as the fight progresses, you can rotate. You can rotate and start playing from down here for this wide angle. You can obviously go here and play here, like if there's fight going on down there. Or if you rotate to here and then your team starts pushing around the corner, you can just quickly rotate over to here, right? Or you can drop down depending on how urgently your team needs heals and that sort of thing. But just sitting on the cart is never a good idea, especially when you know they have a Sombra. So obviously we can see in the replay viewer that the Sombra nearly has EMP. If I was like live game tracking, then I would have assumed that the Sombra would have already had EMP just for how long that they've been on Sombra. So like if they do a big EMP followed up by like an engage by a wrecking ball right now. Like if you just imagine like Sombra drops from here right now, EMPs, and then the wrecking ball comes straight after and power drives, like that's gonna wipe your team. And you're not going to be able to do much about it. If you're playing from up here, you're at least not going to get hit from the power drive, and you're quite possibly not going to get hit from the EMP. When you're playing support against a Sombra, you want to try and like space yourself out a little bit so that like they can't get you and the majority of the team in the EMP. And this is just like bad right now. You're like AFK looking at the ground. And because you're just like AFK on the cart, you end up having to use like a defensive cooldown. So like using nade on yourself is always like suboptimal, right? If you have to do it to survive, then that's fine. But like it's always more effective to use anti-heal effect on the enemy, right? Not so much on the Sombra, but like on the ball or something like that would be cool. But like you were just like AFK looking at the ground, right? Go take the positioning. You need to like actively play the game at all times and not just when you think that the team fight is about to happen. So there's no such thing as like downtime when you're just like idly pushing the cart. Even if your team had have pushed all the way up to here, like I would still expect you to be like actively moving your mouse and stuff and like looking for angles. Like in that situation, if your team pushed up there, then while you're pushing the cart, you would be like constantly scanning around like this behind you to like find out where the Sombra is coming from. Because if the enemy Sombra has half a brain, they're going to realize that there's like 4 enemies pushed up here, and it only says 1 times on the cart, so they're going to go and they're going to contest the cart. I think that whole situation was super avoidable if you just like more actively played the game and took like better positioning, right?
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oops, we missed a bit there. Alright, so we come back. So our Doom's actually lived this whole time, that's crazy. And obviously we nano him when we get back in, which is good.
You're powered up. Get in there.
That was really bummer. At least you went for the sleep, that's the main thing. And that was a really well-timed nano as well. Your Doom just like hard carried that, which is great. Cool. So cart's pushing up. We're definitely going to get this. So where do we want to position? If I'm the Ana right now, I'm already like walking up here. Um, the enemy team is going to want to take the next fight somewhere between like here and probably like here. So like in this sort of S shape, depending on how fast they come out and reset. Again, if you're on the cart, then when that happens, you're going to be playing over here. You're going to have no natural cover because there's a wall behind you and your only natural cover is down here. And if you're playing from down here, then you can't see enough of what's happening in the fight, right? Um, and likewise, if you like push all the way up here, then you're like in no good positioning either. Whereas from over here, you can see the whole scape of where, like the whole scope of where the next fight is going to take place. So your team is pushing the cart, sweet, no problems. You need to like rotate up to here now and get better positioning for the next fight. Not sure what you're pinging over there. Oh, maybe you think the Sombra's there. Okay, cool, no worries. So like your maker seems happy to just like idle in the cart. So like that means that you don't have to. You need to heal that Ash. And now like this is exactly what I was talking about. Like look at your positioning right now. If the enemy team wanted to engage on you, like if the Ash, the Wrecking Ball, and the Sombra wanted to shoot you, like there's nothing you can do. Like you're instantly dead. You know what I mean? Whereas like, yeah, like it's just because you're Anna doesn't mean that you have to like push the cart all the time, right? Like you're kind of like the most critical player to not die because you're the main source of healing, um, and like significant damage output as well if you're like weaving, right? Um, it's like tough positioning for you. Big clutch from your. Do you just need the mines? I mean, I know you did, but like, is there like a reason that you needed the mines? Don't need the mines. Like you should have realized that those mines weren't going to kill you then. It's just like a total waste of a cooldown because you effectively did nothing with it other than destroy like 2 mines. You might need it now to save yourself against this guy or Kiriko's coming down. But ultimately, like, just not a good idea. I guess I shouldn't say never ever nade mines. Like, nade mines if you need to get through like a doorway and the mines are blocking it or something like that. But ideally, like, hopefully you have enough time just to like shoot a couple of mines because one shot destroys a mine, right? You got sleep here. Yeah, cool. Sweet. Bummer. You can kill him. Stop. So like you're trying to heal the Doom there, like shoot the BAP instead because your Doom's full health. Like literally nothing could kill your Doom that fast. Nothing that they have on their team can kill your Doom that fast. I honestly think like if you had have like shot the BAP and hit the BAP, then the BAP probably dies there. That's a good anti, but you're still in that difficult position where like again you're pushing up here where you have no natural cover, no defense whatsoever. Your has to burn Suzu to save you. So that's like another critical cooldown that your team doesn't have right now. You just sleep this ball, or sleep Bob actually. Cool. But you die. Yeah. Oh. Walking towards the water against a ball is brave, dude. Like, think about like if you're the wrecking ball, like how much do your eyes light up realizing that you're standing against the edge. I guess he didn't quite have enough health to commit to kill you then, but I wouldn't have done that. I would have just like stayed around here and juked the bob from here. Hey, cool. All right. I think we'll just watch one more fight and attack, and then we'll watch a couple in defense. In that situation there, it was probably okay to push up main because you know that like their team is, or you probably have an idea that the team is like really backed up now. So like this is now like safe space. Um, so playing from around here is fine. I do kind of like to come and play from here as Anna. Having said that, you've already got two players there, so you don't want to stack too many bodies on one doorway. So just like playing around the cart, using the cart for cover here is optimal. Get ready to sleep it. I'd really encourage you to go for the sleep. Either if you're confident enough as he's going to do the power driver, so like as he like gets up, because that'll stop you from taking the damage, or alternatively go for the sleep as you get thrown up into the air and he's on the ground, because he's not like power driving and instantly going back into ball form. He's power driving and then mouse wanting you, so like that's a really easy sleep. Just sleep him on the way back down as you're falling. Put him to sleep, ping him for your team, and see what you guys can do to like follow up on it. Yeah. Still haven't tried to sleep him. Sleep him. Sleep him. You got that sleep cooldown. I don't know what else you're using it for. Sleep him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just lack confidence in sleep. I'm not sure. If you have any friends that play this game, ask them to just go into like a custom lobby with you and roll around on a wrecking ball for like 20 minutes, and you just try and hit sleeps. Put like the custom setting to like drop cooldowns to like 1 second, and just see like how many times you can sleep the balls and gauges, right? Because it's really critical. Like, otherwise, like the ball just like has his way with you. Again, like sleeping him there and then nading him, like sleep, nade, shoot would have been so impactful. Like, I reckon he would have died because there's an echo there that can like sticky him and then beam him, right? But you just haven't used sleep, and the ball's done like 5 engages in a row without having been slept by you, and yeah, you die here. Oh, maybe not. We tried then, but didn't really do anything. That's right. Let's go to the defense. So starting from back here is fine. I'll usually start from this position unless there's a good reason for me to hold up the high ground. The alternative is to start from back here. This can be quite good, but it depends on like your team composition as well as your coordination. Um, it does mean that you fully give up this corner, like your tank can't contest the corner because you can't get healed. So usually playing from around here is good, and then as the fight progresses, you might look at rotating up to there. The first corner is not something that you can generally hold. Like teams don't usually like hold and commit to here, right? Because the enemy spawn right there, and Widowmakers can just like respawn and pop your head off. But like usually you want to like contest like sort of this zone here. So you can do most of that from being up here or from being back here. The issue is just that in lower lobbies, too many tanks try and hold that first corner and you can't do anything to help them. That was just like bad awareness by you. You're really like tunneling your tank. I guess I didn't really talk about that much on the attack round, but like you like overly focus heals on your tank. And like that's super evident there, right? Like who's going to heal that Pharah if not for you? Like Kiriko healing Pharah is not very effective, and you knew that the Kiriko was up there, so no line of sight.
Taking care of you.
If Hog pulls somebody, go for a sleep. You can
Taking
like
care of
often save their life. So like as soon as you see the Hog sort of like throw his arm up in the air to go for a hook like that, you go for the sleep straight away. Even if the Hog gets that first shot off, it stops the follow-up shot from coming through. Had you have done that, the Hog would have died then, like 100%. Unless BAP lamped him. And they just drew out a really bad lamp, which is great. You got nade again. We just want to keep going for aggressive nades. You did one before, you missed, but it was the right idea. Throw a nade out. Yep, cool. And he should die for that. You're a bit too like passive and defensive. So like the Hog has just like thrown his only like weapon out. You saw him just throw hook out. And then you like turn around and you back up and you sort of like think about it. Like just keep going, dude. Like he's gonna die anyway, but like you know that's an opportunity for you to play a bit more aggressive. Heal that Pharah. Alright, Kiriko, burn to cooldown to go up there.
Yes. Yes. Meteor strike is almost ready.
Not much happening right now. So because you just got to pick, this is probably like actually an opportunity for you to move up a little bit, and just like your Kiriko has the right idea, and just like look for some damage through this double doorway because like you're pretty slow on getting nano right now, and you really like want to build that nano up, right? So like just going for like a shot or two, 75 damage per shot, you probably build your nano up after, you'd get it at least a bit sooner. But like this is like way too passive right now.
the ghost.
Way too passive. Oh, huge. You're still like ignoring your Pharah though. Kiriko's got it. You're the optimal choice to heal the Pharah there. You're still like way too passive. I think you're having trouble reading what's happening in the game. Like you could still be moving up to this position to take shots through the double doorway right now. I like that idea to try and like sandwich the Sombra. It's good. Again, another opportunity for you to move up here. You know that they just lost like multiple players, so they're not going to be pushing very hard.
Nano boost is ready.
So
to
I'm
deploy.
pretty sure that she wants to ult, yeah, the Pharah. Oh, good,
Close your
good
eyes.
schizophrenia there. Good job. Bummer. That was a kill. You're just slightly too slow with the execution there, right?
Close your eyes.
So it's shoot melee like a bit faster than that. You can basically like animation cancel the shoot, right? Um, yeah, I think you could have killed her then.
You're powered up. Get in there.
We'll see how that nano worked out. It's obviously hard for him to utilize it because he's getting knocked back, but it did save his life, so yeah, I think it worked out fine.
Keep fighting.
Again, opportunity for you to go aggressive. Like nothing's happening back here on the cart. You can go forward, keep your Doom alive, and also look for some like damage onto these players, right? I think on defense you're like way too passive, way too passive. Like you're treating it like your job is just to like stay in the back line and heal people. Like Anna can frag. Like Anna does 75 damage per shot. That's a lot.
60 seconds.
Just scope it.
Taking care of my colleagues.
Yeah, missed a few too many there. That's right. Cool.
My thanks. Hey,
I'd be pushing that. You know that your Doom just went in there. So like you'd be feeling pretty safe. Like I would be feeling pretty safe. I would want to be walking in there right now and like not like fully committing and walking all the way in, but just like walking to the doorway, like what I said at the start with the jiggle peek, and just like anti-nading and maybe going for like one shot on this guy. Helps secure the kill. Like you know that two players on the enemy team just died. It looks like you're flanking to do it, which is okay. Cool. Sleep. Um, yeah, that was okay.
30 seconds remaining.
I'm glad they didn't instantly wake him up because
No
your
one
team
can
sort of
hide
bailed and
from
you wouldn't have
justice.
had good attempt at a nade, I guess. Um, is that it? No, it's not it. Oh,
10 seconds.
bummer. Well, your Doom kind of threw the game there. Bummer. There's probably an opportunity for you to like get out and reset a bit sooner than that, but whatever. So this point's definitely gone, right?
Covering you.
Yeah. We'll just look at where your positioning is on this second point and then we'll call it, because I feel like this has been going on for ages. I do find a lot of people have trouble with positioning at this second stage. It sucks that your team sort of overcommitted. Like that didn't look winnable to contest that, so it sucks that everybody died.
Get in there. Don't tread. I see you.
Coming up here is okay. Sleep that. Oh, pretty slow. I wouldn't be worried about like anti-nading the Doom there whatsoever. I don't think they hit him anyway. Like you'd be holding that for like better value than that. Like anti-nading their team then would have been like pretty impactful. So hang on, a little bit further back. So he hadn't like fully landed yet anyway, but like even if you antied him, what does it matter? Like you're not actually gonna like get any value with that. Whereas like you could have had it to either I guess heal yourself in a second, or you could have like thrown it to like anti-nade the brig, which probably would have been more impactful. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's go to the next fight. Looks like you guys basically give up this point for free here. Wait, so we had a perfect nade opportunity there. What did we use nade on? Nah, don't need that one, eh? You could just heal them. Like, the enemy Doom was already out at that point. Just heal them. So, like, give it a second for this window to go away. So this is like an awesome anti-nade opportunity right now. If you were to throw one and hit this Bastion, you're going to win this fight anyway because there are now 3 players down. But like that would have been a good anti-nade. Rushing in a 5v1, cool. Playing from up here is okay, so long as you don't like overcommit to the hold. Yeah, overall your positioning is pretty good here. They're not really nicely. They're not really contesting you that heavily, so yeah, I think we'll call it there. A lot of opportunities to use natural cover more, particularly on the attack round. On the defense round, too passive. Like so, like you play it around this section, the pot plants for natural cover, which is good, but like heaps of missed opportunities. Just like go forward and do damage. Still think that you neglect your DPS a little bit too much. You sort of got a bit better towards the defense round as it went on, but I think that you're like over pocketing the Doom just a little bit. If you like pump more resources into your DPS, then it enables them to make more plays. And realistically, like DPS heroes are set up like by like design to be like the main playmakers, right? I mean, Doom can certainly make big plays and make space, but like tanks overall make space, and their goal is to make space while using as little resources as possible. Um, DPS players or DPS role is there to make the plays and essentially like win the fights. That's sort of I guess like my philosophy around it, and it seems to like line up with how like the game is played at a high level, right? So um, Yeah, that's probably another thing. Cooldown usage, yeah. So like avoiding self nading would be good, but because your positioning is poor a lot of the time, you're having to self nade to heal. So again, using natural cover. But otherwise, like just looking for like more value on your anti nade attempts. Working on your aim for the anti nades would be good as well, but it's more like value, particularly like on the attack round against that initial comp that we saw. Like you just need to like track the enemy cooldowns a little bit better, and then anti-nade when you know that there's no like shift for the Mei, no ice form, whatever, no bell for Kiriko, that sort of thing. Overall, like it wasn't terrible. Like your aim is sort of okay. It's your aim is definitely fine to get you up to like diamond at the moment. Higher than that, you're probably gonna need to work on a little bit. But yeah, look, hopefully this helps. Good luck.